onsemi is acquiring Synaptics for $7 billion. With this single move, a company in the business of power semiconductors and image sensors is transforming into a physical AI body platform. Power to drive, sensors to see, AI to think, wireless to connect. The ambition is to offer all of that under one roof. It's a bold bet, and they hold a unique weapon their competitors simply don't have: CMOS image sensors. That's why I believe this bet has a genuine chance of paying off. But it comes with conditions.
As always, I'll explain everything in the most simplified way possible. Even a middle schooler should be able to follow along. If you're a specialist watching, some parts may feel oversimplified, but I'd like to prioritize giving everyone the big picture first. Think of it as a local electrical contractor buying the brain of a smart home. So sit back and enjoy.
Imagine a well-known local electrical contractor who also makes sensors. They've spent years handling home wiring, circuit breakers, and detection sensors like a true professional. But lately, their customers have been asking for something more. They want all that sensor data pulled together, processed intelligently, and connected to their smartphones.
The electrical contractor excels at keeping the power stable and reading what's happening through sensors. But the piece they were missing was the brain and communications, the part that takes sensor data, makes decisions, and connects everything to the outside world.
The problem is the brain and communication space is incredibly crowded. Major appliance makers, international chip companies, everyone has been pitching our brain is the easiest to use for years. The acquisition target is a talented company, but it's not by any means the overwhelming market leader in this space. Still, the electrical contractor decided to go ahead because their goal was never to sell a brain by itself. By bundling power management, sensors, a brain, and communications, they can now walk into any customer meeting and say, "We'll handle your entire smart home from end to end." In other words, they're shifting from selling parts to selling complete solutions, becoming a whole body platform.
But here's the catch. Major appliance manufacturers are already doing exactly that. One-stop solution provider is anything but a novel idea in this industry. And while technology can be acquired, years of customer trust can't be built overnight. Now, let's leave the analogy behind and look at what's actually happening on the ground in the semiconductor world.
Let me summarize the electrical contractor stance. The contractor is strong at power and sensing, but lacked a brain and wireless communications. By acquiring the smart home brain company, they can now offer a complete end-to-end solution. But the acquisition target isn't the dominant player in its field, and the integrated solution strategy is nothing new. Well-established rivals have been doing it for years. The contractor is betting that bundling everything under one roof will win customers over. Whether it works depends entirely on whether customers actually choose to adopt this combination.
And honestly, my current read on onsemi's acquisition of Synaptics maps almost exactly onto this electrical contractor story. onsemi's power semiconductors and CMOS image sensors are the wiring and sensors. Synaptics' edge AI compute and wireless connectivity, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, are the brain and communications. Put them all together, and you get a platform capable of handling the full loop: sense, process, connect, and control. That's the physical AI body platform onsemi is building.
Let me first explain what Synaptics is. Synaptics originally made its name with touchpad controllers for laptops, but today it's evolved into an embedded platform company built around three pillars: human-machine interface, wireless connectivity, and edge AI compute. Many people still think of it as the touchpad company, but in reality, it now covers a much wider range of applications across the embedded systems world.
The key term onsemi is using to frame this acquisition is physical AI. Physical AI refers to the integration of AI into systems that operate in the real world: robots, vehicles, and industrial machinery. onsemi sees major business growth potential in this space and estimates that the acquisition will expand its total addressable market by $30 billion by 2030, bringing the combined TAM to $243 billion. But a large market and the ability to win in that market are very different things.
From here, I'll walk through the question, can they actually win? One point at a time.
Let me share my analysis of why Synaptics specifically. onsemi already had strong capabilities in sensors and power management, but for an edge device to handle the full loop, perceive its environment, connect to the world outside, and control its own actions, it still needed a brain, edge AI compute, and communications, wireless connectivity. By adding Synaptics' connected compute platform along with its Wi-Fi and Bluetooth technologies, onsemi can now offer a seamless end-to-end body platform, from sensing and power control all the way through to recognition and communication.
In other words, what onsemi was really looking for from Synaptics wasn't an MPU in isolation. It was the final missing piece needed to complete a body platform. This represents a fundamental shift in business model, from selling discrete components to offering a fully integrated system capable of bringing AI-powered physical intelligence to life in the real world.
On the other hand, the challenges are clear. The edge AI space is already dominated by players like NXP, Renesas, Texas Instruments, and ST Microelectronics, all with decades of proven track records across their respective markets. These are active, battle-tested technologies in use right now across multiple industries. Synaptics does have a position in this space, but it's not dominant. Going head-to-head with these entrenched incumbents is no easy fight.
The integrated one-stop solution strategy itself is also far from a new concept. NXP and Texas Instruments have been pursuing exactly this direction for years. But the competitor I want to spotlight is Japan's Renesas Electronics. Through its winning combination strategy, Renesas has built an extensive library of reference designs that pair its microcontrollers with power management, analog ICs, communications, and sensors. The body platform onsemi is now targeting will go head-to-head with exactly this Renesas playbook. For those following the Japanese semiconductor industry, this acquisition is far from someone else's problem.
So, where is onsemi's path to winning? One key differentiator is CMOS image sensors, a weapon none of its main competitors possess. NXP, Renesas, and Texas Instruments simply don't have this capability. The ability to offer see, move, connect, and think all entirely from a single vendor, that differentiation is real and meaningful. But ultimately, what will determine success is whether OEMs actually design this platform into their products. No matter how impressive the package looks on paper, if it never gets designed in, it doesn't matter. Building an adoption track record is what will make or break this bet.
Let's also look at the timing dimension. The physical AI market is still in its early stages. The real ramp is yet to come. This deal is structured as an all-stock transaction, meaning Synaptics shareholders will receive approximately 12% of onsemi's shares. No cash leaves the door, but existing shareholders take on dilution. In my experience on the ground, paying with your own stock rather than cash sends a clear message. We are fully committed to the long game. The fact that onsemi was willing to put up this much equity at a stage when the market hasn't even fully materialized, that's a serious show of conviction.
The deal is expected to close in mid-2027. After that, integration work will take additional time before a unified product line is shipping and designed into OEM platforms. The critical question is whether the timing of the physical AI market's real takeoff aligns with the moment when onsemi's body platform becomes field-ready. Getting that read right or wrong is the single biggest variable that will determine whether this acquisition ultimately succeeds. Let me pull this together. The logic of this acquisition is straightforward. onsemi excels at see and move through its power semiconductors and CMOS image sensors. What it was missing, think and connect, is now provided by Synaptics. Together, they form a complete body platform for physical AI. Three things will determine how this plays out. First, differentiation. Can onsemi turn its CMOS image sensor advantage into a genuine competitive edge that rivals can't match? Second, adoption. In a market where Renesas and others are already firmly entrenched, will OEMs actually choose this platform? Third, timing. Will the integration finish fast enough to catch the physical AI market wave at exactly the right moment? Only when all three come together does a large TAM become a market you can actually win. To wrap up, This acquisition is onsemi's step change from component supplier to physical AI body platform company. The strategic logic is sound, and I do see a genuine case for success. But whether that case holds up comes down to one simple indicator: whether OEMs actually start designing this platform into their products. Technology can be acquired, trust cannot. I'll be watching closely for the first design win announcements after 2027. That's the moment of truth. I'm looking forward to seeing how it all unfolds. That's all for today. I'll keep bringing you semiconductor news and analysis. So if you found this useful, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. This has been Ty on Semiconductor News Decoded.